Is Disney's multi-pass Lightning Lane system or Universal's Express Pass system the better bang for your buck? Hey everyone, I'm testing out Disney's multi-pass Lightning Lane system and Universal's Express Pass system today to see which gives you the better bang for your buck. I'm going to be using both systems, each in 2 different parks and each for 5.5 hours to see which skip the line offering gives you the best dollar per minute saved ratio. So I'm starting here in Hollywood Studios and I will be hopping over to Magic Kingdom later for my 2 parks here in Disney World, and then I will be doing the 2 core parks at Universal. I'm only going to be doing rides that use Lightning Lane or Express Pass, and then at the end I will see how much I spent per ride and then how much I spent per minute of time I saved to see, even though Express Pass is more expensive, do you save more time? Can you do more things with it? So that is what we're here to find out today. But first, let's do a little recap of Disney's multi-pass Lightning Lane system. Disney's multi-pass Lightning Lane is the skip the line service here in Walt Disney World. It is a per park per day price, but park hopping is allowed. If you are a Disney World Resort guest, you can book 7 days out for the duration of your trip, up to 14 days. If you are not a Walt Disney World Resort guest, you can book 3 days in advance and you have to book per day. So for me, being a local and an annual pass holder, I was able to book my Lightning Lanes 3 days ago, and I was able to get Rock and Roller Coaster, Tower of Terror, and Star Tours. Tower of Terror is a little later in the afternoon than I would like, so hopefully I will be able to modify that. There is also a tier system in each park except for Animal Kingdom. Animal Kingdom does not have any tiers. When you are first booking your Lightning Lanes, you can book 1 Tier 1 ride and 2 Tier 2 rides. Now, of course, you could book all 3 of your Lightning Lanes as Tier 2 rides, but you can only have a maximum of 1 Tier 1 ride booked at the time of booking. Once you've scanned into your first Lightning Lane, it essentially makes all the rules go away. So once you scan into your first Lightning Lane, you can book a second Tier 2 ride, you can start booking in other parks, but at that initial booking, either 3 or 7 days in advance, you can only book in 1 park and you can only have 1 Tier 1 ride booked. So for me, Rock and Roller Coaster was my Tier 1 ride. There's also Single Pass Lightning Lane, which we will not be using today, but it follows a very similar concept, but it is the most popular ride in each park, and that ride is not included in multi-pass Lightning Lane. You have to purchase Single Pass on its own. So now, I know that was a lot of information, but hopefully as you see it in action, it'll make a little bit more sense. So first up, we're heading over to Star Tours. Star Tours is a 3D motion simulator ride where you're going to some of your favorite planets from Star Wars and seeing some of your favorite characters. There's a wide variety of scenes that you can get, so you never know what planets you're going to be going to or who you're going to be seeing. There is a 40-inch height requirement for this.
I knew it! Stop right there. Don't shoot! Go away, beastly thing! Go away!
Okay, I love Star Tours so very much. I have so much nostalgia for that ride, and it's a really good ride. I know it's not everyone's favorite, but it's one of mine. And while I don't normally suggest getting a Lightning Lane for it, especially this early in the morning when it was a posted 5-minute wait, I'd use that so that way I could unlock booking more Lightning Lanes, more Tier 1 Lightning Lanes, and booking Lightning Lanes over in Magic Kingdom. So that was really the primary reason that I used Star Tours for a Lightning Lane this morning. And it did seem like it was going to be a true posted 5 in standby. There were enough people in there. With Lightning Lane, it was only 2 minutes, so saved only 3 minutes. But again, it allowed me to unlock booking more Tier 1 and booking in Magic Kingdom, so it was very important for that reason. Once I scanned into Star Tours, I was able to book Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway for $10.50, and then because when I was able to book Tower of Terror 3 days ago, I was booking all the way out into the 3:25 hour, I was able to modify that to Jungle Cruise over in Magic Kingdom, because by 3:25 I want to be leaving Magic Kingdom. I want to be gone from Magic Kingdom by that point because we are going to Universal, and I want to get to Universal around 3:30, which means I probably should be leaving Magic Kingdom around like 2:45, 3 o'clock to get back to my car at the TTC. So 3:25 Tower of Terror was not going to work for me. I booked it anyways just because I always feel weird not having 3 Lightning Lanes booked, and I figured throughout those 3 days I was checking to see if I could move Tower of Terror up a little bit. I unfortunately was not able to, but I knew that once I scanned into Star Tours I could modify it to something over in Magic Kingdom, or potentially even something here if like Toy Story Mania had opened up. But Toy Story Mania was booking even further into the evening today, so I was able to at least get one over Magic Kingdom, and once I scan into Rock and Roller Coaster and Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, I will be able to book some more over in Magic Kingdom, so that way I can going into Magic Kingdom with 3 Lightning Lanes, hopefully. I have about 35 minutes until I can scan into my Rock and Roller Coaster Lightning Lane, so I'm over here by Backlot Express because it doesn't open yet, and I'm going to try to see if I can move anything up. I'm going to try refreshing and see if I can get anything moved up. I really don't think I'm going to be able to, since it's within half an hour. I will see you guys over at Rock and Roller Coaster. Rockin' Roller Coaster is a high-speed roller coaster where you are going through the freeways of Los Angeles on your way to an Aerosmith concert. There is a 48-inch height requirement for this, and this is the only ride in Disney World that has inversions.
Whoa, we got company. Wow, all right. Hey, don't mind us. We'll be finished in just a minute.
What are you guys still doing here? You were supposed to be at a show.
For a ride I used to be absolutely terrified of, I think Rockin' Roller Coaster has become one of my favorite rides here in Disney World. I'm going to be so sad to see it turned into the Muppets. So I'm riding it as much as humanly possible before that happens. Disney has said that's going to close at the end of the year for that refurb. But it was a posted 45-minute wait, and with Lightning Lane it was 10. And this is where I'm going to remind you, Lightning Lane does not mean walk-on, it means an expedited wait. There definitely was something going on with the ride because where they hold you before you go into the pre-show room, they kind of were held there for about 5 minutes. So no line was moving at that point. So things happen. Lightning Lane is still prioritized over standby, so it was far quicker than 45 minutes. After that, I can scan into Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway right now, but I was starving, so I grabbed a sweet cream cheese pretzel from Pretzel Palooza because I've been craving one of these lately. And when I scanned into Rockin' Roller Coaster, I was able to grab Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger spin over in Magic Kingdom. I'm hoping to be able to grab Pirates once I scan into Mickey and Minnie's. So I'm kind of going to eat this on the go. I just didn't, it's kind of busy here in the park today, so I didn't want to be trying to eat this, bob and weave, and talk to you guys all at the same time. That would have been a lot. So I am going to finish this as I walk over there, but I kind of just want to get out of the way a little bit to debrief about Rockin' Roller Coaster and what I was able to grab Lightning Lane wise after I scanned into that. So let's head over to Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is a trackless ride where you are going on a leisurely drive with Goofy on his train when Mickey and Minnie cause a little mishap, and you are now in the cartoon world with them. There's no height requirement for this, so it is perfect for all ages.
Good times are here to stay. We'll get away and have the perfect picnic. We'll sing a song, and absolutely nothing will go wrong.
Welcome aboard, folks. We're ready for a relaxing ride around the park.
Hiya, folks. Hello there. How you doing?
Hey, Mickey and Minnie. The worst, bear with me. What could possibly go wrong?
Right up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Liftoff! There they are! We'll be right down!
We have to stop them before they go over the...
Nothing can stop us now. I am so finally made it. We had a crazy ride.
That is such a cute ride. Not always necessarily a must-do for me. I do tend to prioritize things like Rockin' Roller Coaster and Rise of the Resistance, and even Tower of Terror over that, but I always enjoy myself when I am on it. It was a posted 55-minute wait. It was 2 minutes to the merge point, and then once we were there, they did make an announcement that there was a slight delay. It ended up being 12 minutes total to get into the pre-show room, which for Lightning Lane is pretty good, especially seeing as they did have a brief delay, and still far better than that 55-minute posted wait. Once I scanned into that, I was able to grab a Pirates of the Caribbean Lightning Lane. At first it was showing around like the 3:30 hour, which again, I am hoping to be leaving Magic Kingdom by that point. But once I selected it, the time changed, which it can do that. Normally it ends up going later. This time it worked out in my favor and moved it forward. So I was able to snag a Pirates of the Caribbean for $150. It is currently $11.45. So by the time I get over to Magic Kingdom, because I have to drive to the TTC and monorail over to Magic Kingdom, I will keep trying to play around with the 3 Lightning Lanes I have, see if I can move anything up. But I have 3 Lightning Lanes for the like 120 to 150 hours. So I'm walking in with 3 Lightning Lanes locked and loaded, and we will see if I can get anything more. I do expect Magic Kingdom to be pretty busy today because today is the first day of the new Disney Starlight nighttime parade. So it's probably going to be pretty busy over there. Luckily, I am planning to leave around, again, 2:45, 3 o'clock, so I won't hit the main parade crowds, since that parade happens at 9 o'clock and 11 o'clock. So I will be out of there well before then. So let's head over to Magic Kingdom. Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin is a shooter-style attraction where you are helping Buzz Lightyear defeat Zurg. There's no height requirement for this, so it is perfect for the whole family, but do note that it is going to be closing on August 4th to reopen sometime in 2026. Okay, just got off Buzz Lightyear. It was a posted 20-minute wait, but it looks a lot longer than 20 minutes. By the time I got off, it still said 20 minutes, so I don't know if it's really 20 minutes, but it definitely looks longer. And the Lightning Lane was really long, which is also why I think that, not really long, longer than I'm used to, which is also why I think it's not actually 20 minutes. I feel like it's longer. With Lightning Lane, it was 9 minutes, so a little more than half the wait time. Honestly, if Buzz is 20 minutes, I would get in line for it. A lot of the line is outside right now, which again is why I think it's longer than 20 minutes, but I digress. I don't know if it was just my vehicle or what's going on, but normally with Buzz, you can hold down the trigger and it will just continuously fire. I had to physically press the button every single time I wanted to fire. So I don't know what was going on there. Still maxed out my score, it's fine. But yeah, I wasn't sure if it was just my vehicle or not, so who knows. But once I scanned in for that, I was able to grab a Little Mermaid Lightning Lane for essentially right now. All of the big rides are now booking up into the evening, which is when I will be over at Universal. So right now it's looking like I'm just going to be doing some smaller rides, which while it will count for the number of rides I could get for my dollar spent, these rides don't have a long wait. So it's going to hurt the dollar per minute saved at the end total. So I'm still gonna do it just because I'm still here for a couple hours. Well, an hour. Maybe I'm not doing Little Mermaid because I definitely want to do Jungle Cruise and Pirates before that. So let's head over to Jungle Cruise because my Lightning Lane is available right now. Jungle Cruise is a slow-moving boat ride where you are going on a tour of the rivers of Asia, Africa, and South America with a very punny skipper. There's no height requirement for this ride either, so it is perfect for all ages.
I can't see anybody. Can you? Crazy guys. I mean, look what they did to that Jeep. They painted it blue. Some of these liberals are going to try to get us, but we only accept cash from the Jungle Cruise. So good news, they can't charge this boat. But look around. We just stumbled into an Indian elephant bathing pool. Sorry, you guys even know it's a bathing pool. Still feel free to take all those pictures you'd like to. They all have their trunks on today.
Pirates of the Caribbean is a slow-moving boat ride where you are going back to the time of piracy. There is no height requirement for this ride either, so it's perfect for all ages and an absolute classic and must-do here in Magic.
Strike your feathers, dearie. Show 'em your flock.
Hey, send them hens to Davy Jones. It's the rum they want.
Okay, so I just did both Jungle Cruise and Pirates. I kind of just went right from Jungle Cruise to Pirates without debriefing just because I wanted to get there quickly and scan in so I could book another Lightning Lane and not gonna lie, get into some air conditioning. It is hot today. We have a heat advisory, so it's very, very hot and I'm trying to stay as hydrated and in air conditioning as possible. So Jungle Cruise was a posted 20-minute wait. If you ever see Jungle Cruise at 20 minutes, wait, that is not a long wait for Jungle Cruise. Personally, I don't think I would wait more than 15-20 minutes for it, so 20 minutes is a pretty reasonable wait for Jungle Cruise. With Lightning Lane, it was 3, and then Pirates was a posted 15-minute wait, and with Lightning Lane, it was 5. So both of those were pretty good. Now, ideally, I want to be leaving Magic Kingdom in the next 15 minutes, so that's the plan for right now, so let's head over to Little Mermaid. Under the Sea Journey of the Little Mermaid is a slow-moving dark ride where Scuttle is retelling the story of the Little Mermaid. This has no height requirement, so it's perfect for all ages.
Where the people are, I wanna see them dancing.
Under the sea, darling, it's better down where it's wetter. Take it from me.
Racers, glossitis, and max laryngitis, now portrait to me. I admit that in the past I've been a nasty.
Okay, so I'm at the front of the park already. I totally spaced and forgot about the 3 o'clock parade, and I wanted to get out before that started so I wasn't stuck in parade crowds. So I have made it to the front. Little Mermaid was a posted 15-minute wait, and with Lightning Lane it was 3, so saved 12 minutes there. I have done the math, I have run the numbers. I'm going to wait until after Universal to share those, just that way you can see them side by side. So it is 3 o'clock right now, so I have to head back to my car at the TTC and then head up to Universal. So I will see you guys there. All right, and just like that, I made it to Universal. And now I did change my hat because I wasn't gonna wear a Disney hat here, and I did change over to a crossbody because there are some rides here that if you have a backpack, you have to put it in a locker, but if you have a crossbody, you don't, and this will just save me some time. So now we're gonna put Express Pass to the test, and this is just regular Express Pass, not Express Unlimited, and that means that we can ride every ride that has Express Pass once. We don't have to select a time, we just scan our pass and get in line. So we're just kind of gonna go in a circle, which is one really nice thing about Express Pass. You don't have to book times. You can just go in a nice concentric circle around the park. And since I'm here at the front, I'm gonna do Minion Blast Villain Con first. So let's go hop on that. And unfortunately, there is no filming on rides here at Universal. So you're not gonna see much other than the outside of the building and maybe the queue. So let's go. Illumination Villain Con Minion Blast is a shooter style attraction featuring the minions with no height requirement. I really like that ride. I know a lot of people don't, and I think it's because they don't understand how to do it or how they're earning points. I really enjoy that, and it's super fun to connect it to the Universal app. You can sync your account with the app so that way you can keep track of your score, keep track of different things that you collect on the ride, and do different missions. So I really like doing that. I did not get my high score this time, but I came close. I think I was only like 15,000 off of my high score. So it was a posted 5-minute wait with Express. It was 2 to the merge point and then like 4 minutes onto the ride itself. Didn't really save a ton of time there, but again, because this isn't a popular ride, it usually has a 5-minute wait. I don't think you really need to use Express Pass for it. But again, unlike Disney, because you're not selecting a time, it doesn't really cost you anything, so to say, to use Express on it. You're not taking a slot away from a better ride. So I'll always use Express when I have it. I will let you know the reason that I did 5.5 hours at Disney and I'm doing 5.5 hours here is because with my annual pass, I do get Express Pass included. So I will at the end go over how much it would have cost today had I purchased it, but because I have the Premier annual pass, I do get it included. So I usually will only ever come to these parks after 4 p.m. so that way I can utilize my Express Pass. So I think we're just gonna kind of keep going in a circle, and at some point I do need food. So I think next up we're gonna do Mummy. Revenge of the Mummy is part dark ride, part coaster with a 48-inch height requirement. Okay, so I absolutely adore the Mummy. Fun fact though, first time I rode it, my parents told me it wasn't a coaster, it was just a dark ride. They had no clue, they weren't lying to me, they just genuinely didn't know. And I panicked, because I did not do coasters when I was a small child. But now I love it. I do it every time I'm here. It was supposed to 25-minute wait. It ended up being 10 with Express. It was a slight bit of a backup, but they moved us through very quickly because they obviously prioritize Express. Universal does say Express Pass will wait no more than half of the posted wait. So 10 minutes was really good. Then I was starving, so I'm actually here in Richter Burger right now. I just got a very simple bacon cheeseburger because I've been craving a burger and I just wanted something easy, so I've eaten it already, but is it a 5-star burger? No, but we're in a theme park. It's actually really good for a theme park burger. It's a decent sized patty. I think it was like a 1/3 pound. So it's a pretty decent sized patty. Cooked perfectly. The bacon is exactly how I like it. And it's just simple. And again, it's a good theme park burger, so I'm not mad. Obviously, are there some more exciting things? Honestly, not really at Universal. My favorite thing is the buffalo chicken tots over in Islands of Adventure, but because that park is open a little bit later, that is why I'm going there second, and not eating over there because I was starving again. So I needed something quick and simple, and like I said, I was craving a burger, and this is hitting the spot. So I'm gonna finish this, and then we will get back to testing our Express. Before you say, you didn't really eat at Disney, you ate on the go. There were also 2 periods of time where I was waiting for a Lightning Lane to start, so we're fine. And if you don't think you're gonna eat on your vacation, you're crazy. So I'm going to enjoy this. It won't take me long. And then we're going to head over to the Wizarding World. Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts is a family coaster with a height requirement of 42 inches. Okay, Escape from Gringotts is one of my favorite rides here. I love it so much. It was a posted 35-minute wait, which is actually really good for Escape from Gringotts. With Express Pass, it was 10, so that one was great. There was like no one in single rider, which again, kind of shocking, but I know I said earlier I had switched over to a crossbody because a lot of rides, if you have a backpack, you have to put it in a locker. So Escape from Gringotts, The Mummy, and then Men in Black, which is where we're heading. All of those, if I were to have had my backpack, I would have had to have gotten a locker for it. But with the crossbody, it's fine. So like I said, heading over to Men in Black now. I'm getting a little nervous. The sky is looking a little gray. It was supposed to rain earlier, and I had my poncho with me. And then when I switched over to my crossbody, I left it in my car to save space, because I didn't have enough space in my crossbody. So I'm really hoping the rain holds off. But yeah, on to Men in Black. And I think I only have 3 rides left in this park that I want to do, and then we'll head over to Islands of Adventure. So let's go save the world. Men in Black Alien Attack is a shooter-style attraction featuring the Men in Black with a height requirement of 42 inches. Men in Black Alien Attack is so much fun. I love that ride so much. I love that you can actually tell what you're shooting at. You can pick up the blaster. It is definitely a great shooter style attraction. It was a posted 15-minute wait, but there was not a soul inside the building except for the group in front of me. So I am going to call that a wash. I'm going to count it towards the number of attractions, but I saved 0 minutes because there was no one in the building. So you know what? If you had walked up and seen 15 and used your Express, you would have been happy. But again, for this experiment, I'm going to say 0 minutes saved there. But now we are on to another alien-esque ride. E.T. Adventure is a slow-moving dark ride with a height requirement of 34 inches. Okay, E.T. is something I think everyone needs to do at least once in their life. I personally love it. It is a little bit of a fever dream, but that's what makes it fun. So I usually do it when I'm here. Again, it's very cute. It's a nice slow-moving dark ride, and also the AC is amazing. And also it's just such a trip. It was a posted 15-minute wait, and that one I feel like is very hard to actually say where they start and stop the clock. Normally you would say you stop it at the pre-show, but the pre-show is like right away, and then even inside the building after you give the team members your name for the cards, they still split up standby and express pass. It was like 5 minutes from giving the team member my name to getting on a ride vehicle. We have 1 ride left here at Universal Studios, and then heading over to Islands of Adventure. So I guess still kind of on the alienish track if you want to consider Transformers alien. So let's head over to Transformers. Transformers The Ride 3D is a 3D motion simulator ride with a height requirement of 40 inches. Whew, that ride's a little rough on the body. It is a very cool ride system incorporating real sets and 3D screens. It's not nearly as nauseating, and it doesn't cause as many people to get motion sick as something like Forbidden Journey does, but the rough motion of the vehicle definitely can be a little painful, especially for non-children. But it was supposed to 20-minute wait. With Express it was 10, so pretty much right on par with what Universal says Express should be. The sky is quite dark, and the radar does show a lot of lightning in the area, so most outdoor attractions have closed temporarily for a weather delay. Hoping those come back up. I am still going to head over to Islands of Adventure because there are a couple rides that are indoors that I can do, and I've kind of done everything here that I want to. I'm not a Simpsons or a Jimmy Fallon fan. Those make me quite nauseous, so we're not doing those. And there are a bunch of rides over at Islands of Adventure that I like. Unfortunately, that park does have a lot of outdoor attractions that, again, are temporarily delayed because of the weather. So I'm going to head over there and do the couple things that I know are still open, and we will see what else we can do with Express tonight. So let's head over to Islands of Adventure. The Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man is a 3D motion simulator attraction with a height requirement of 40 inches. So Spider-Man uses the same ride system as Transformers, but I prefer this one. One, I like the IP more. I like Marvel more than Transformers. I like Spider-Man in general, so that gets a leg up for me. And also, I don't feel like this one is as herky-jerky. I don't think it whips you around nearly as much, so I don't come off of that in as much pain. I've never ridden them back to back before to ever actually see it, like how comparable they are in terms of like whipping you around. Spider-Man to me definitely feels smoother. It was a posted 35-minute wait. With Express, it was 11 minutes, so that was great. Now there's kind of only 2 indoor attractions that I want to do. I'll do Cat in the Hat if nothing else comes back up. I still have 2.5 hours on the clock. So right now I'm thinking I'm gonna head over to Kong. And this, once outdoor attractions open up, it'll give me more options. But right now there's 2 for sure indoor attractions that I can do, 3 if I do Cat in the Hat. So we'll see what I can accomplish. The weather is going to throw a wrench in this. I had planned to do this park second because again, it's open an hour later than Universal Studios is. And when I got here, the weather looked perfectly clear. It did not show any rain. It did not show any lightning in the area. And it didn't show that anything was coming. Now it is Florida, it's the summer. Rain can pop up sporadically, I know that. But looking at the weather, it was showing nothing, so I figured ending here would be good. Hindsight being 2020, I should have started here when all the outdoor attractions were open because Universal Studios, all of the rides I did were indoors. So it is what it is. Again, I have 2.5 hours left on the clock, so let's go ride Kong. Skull Island Reign of Kong is a bus-style motion simulator attraction with a height requirement of 36 inches. So Kong is a fine attraction. It's definitely not one of my favorites, definitely not a must-do, but because everything else here was closed pretty much, I figured might as well since I have Express. It was a posted 10-minute wait, and with Express, it was 13. That ride, I don't think I've ever been on that ride where Express moves quickly. It is a very, very slow load and unload process. Even though the truck is huge and fits a lot of people, it just doesn't move quickly. And for whatever reason, Express always ends up taking a little bit longer on that one. So that was 0 time saved. The Kong animatronic on that ride is very, very cool. I do very much enjoy that. And then I also love the one scene where Kong breaks one of the T-Rex's jaws open. If you keep looking there instead of looking where you're falling, you'll see him try to put it back together. And I don't know, I just find that very cute. But again, not a ride that I prioritize. It looks like some of the outdoor attractions have come back up. Some of them came back up and then went back down. I don't really know what's going on with all of them right now, but I'm just gonna kind of keep going in my little circle and see what I can do. I have a couple plans. Pretty much everything I want to do yet is back open. Oh, nope, including Hagrid's. Hagrid's just has a 105-minute wait. We're not doing that yet. Yeah, obviously we'd be using Express anyways, but even with that long of a wait, Express would be pretty long anyways. So if I do that, it will be the last ride I do tonight. So that would be the only slight bit of backtracking I would have to do today. So I'm gonna head kind of towards Jurassic, even though I'm not doing anything there. And I'm gonna head towards Hogsmeade, again, even though I'm not doing anything there, because there's a little bridge that can get me over to Seuss Landing. So that is where I'm heading right now. High in the Sky Seuss Trolley Train Ride is a slow-moving ride up in the sky with a height requirement of 36 inches. The Seuss High in the Sky Trolley Train Ride, whatever the official name is very cute. I like it a lot. I don't like it as much as the People Mover, but I think the People Mover is also longer. So there's a posted 15-minute wait. I ended up waiting 10, which is not that bad. And 15 minutes is not a long wait for that ride either. I've seen it longer before. But now we're heading to the Hulk. And this is the one ride that I'm doing today that I will need to put all of my stuff in a locker. So I'm very excited to get to ride this. I'm very excited that all the outdoor attractions came back up. The lightning went away enough that they were able to come back up. So let's get on the Hulk. The Incredible Hulk coaster is a thrilling roller coaster with 7 inversions and a height requirement of 54 inches. Just did the Hulk. Fun fact, which some of you might have pieced together given that I've done a couple videos here at this park already and have never ridden the Hulk, and the fact that I've mentioned in other videos that I don't really do coasters. But I rode the Hulk for the first time a couple weeks ago. My dear, dear friend, her and I came here and I told her I felt ready to ride the Hulk. So she went on it with me. She enjoys the ride. It's not like I forced her. But she was my moral support in riding it. And I got off and said, 0 problems, that was it. And she said it was anticlimactic. In a good way, of course. I really enjoyed that ride. I'm kind of bummed that I've waited this long to ride it. But before moving here, we didn't come to Universal a lot, so I didn't really get experience with big coasters. So slowly but surely making my way up the ladder of coasters. So I think I'm gonna do one last ride tonight because it's probably going to take a decent amount of time. We are heading over to Hagrid's because Hagrid's now includes Express Pass. So I have not gotten to test it out there yet. So I do not know how long it's going to be. So let's head over to Hagrid's to end the night. Also, totally forgot to mention, Hulk was a posted 20-minute wait, and with Express it was 2. You're not allowed to bring any loose items, so no phones, no bags, no anything like that. So I did have to use a locker, but I have my Apple Watch on and that's allowed to stand for the ride. So that is how I was able to time how long it took in Express. So I followed all the rules. I didn't have anything on me or with me that wasn't allowed to be on, but that is how I know the exact timing. All right, now into Hagrid's. Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure is a family coaster with a height requirement of 48 inches. Okay, I apologize for the absolute terrible lighting, but it is dark now, if you can't tell. And getting to ride Hagrid's in the dark was so cool. The only other time I've ridden that, it was first thing in the morning at rope drop. So I love that I was able to ride it at night now. It was a posted 95-minute wait, and with Express Pass, I only waited 25, which is huge for Hagrid's. The only reason I was able to only wait 15 the last time I rode it is because I rope dropped it. So I was here before the park even opened. The fact that I was able to ride it at night with Express Pass and only wait 25 minutes is absolutely amazing. So that was what? A 70-minute savings. I saved over an hour. So that definitely is going to help Express Pass with its numbers. If I were the kind of person to do Velocicoaster, which I will soon, I will eventually, I promise, that also would have helped with the numbers because that always has a really long line. I know it seems like I did a lot of small rides. The park was weirdly not busy today. I don't know why. Maybe the heat, maybe the weather kept some people away, or people left because things started to close. I don't really know, but I'm going to crunch the numbers as I head up to the front of the park to leave because we're done today. So I'll see you guys in a sec. Okay, the numbers have been crunched. We're gonna start with Disney. For MultiPass Lightning Lane over in Disney World today, I spent $28.76 to purchase MultiPass. That is because I purchased my MultiPass in Hollywood Studios. Magic Kingdom actually would have been more expensive had I started my day there. I did a total of 7 rides, which means I spent $4.11 per ride that I rode. Of those 7 rides, there was a total 175-minute posted wait across all of them, which is 2 hours and 55 minutes. I only waited 44 minutes using Lightning Lane, which means I saved 131 minutes or 2 hours and 11 minutes. So the total I spent per minute saved is 22 cents per minute, which is honestly pretty good. Now here at Universal Studios, like I said, I do have Express Pass included with my annual pass, but I did look to see how much it would cost if I didn't have the Premier Pass, if I had any of the other 3 annual passes, or if I wasn't an annual pass holder and I was a day guest. It would have been $282.22. Both of these numbers are after tax, I should also note. So about 10 times more expensive than MultiPass was over in Disney World. I was able to do 11 rides today, which means I spent $25.66 per ride. So I almost spent per ride the same as I spent for just the MultiPass system in general over in Disney World. Now, of those 11 rides, the total posted wait across them was 280 minutes, which is 4 hours and 40 minutes. I waited exactly 100 minutes, which means I waited an hour and 40 minutes. The total amount saved was 180 minutes or 3 hours. And yes, I do understand that most of that was from Hagrid's just now. That's okay. Which means I spent $1.57 per minute that I saved. Now again, if I were the type of person to ride Velocicoaster, that definitely would have helped my numbers. And if I were here all day, remember, this is just the numbers over 5 hours and 15 minutes. I know I said I was trying to do 5.5 hours, but with running a little late at Disney, I wanted to keep it even, so I did 5 hours and 15 minutes at both parks. So if you were here for a full day, you would have been able to get far more done with both MultiPass and Express and really drop those numbers down. The part that Express does better than Disney is the fact that you aren't on your phone selecting times. You don't run the risk of a ride running out of Lightning Lane passes. As long as the ride is open and you have Express and the ride takes Express, you can ride it that day. So while it's more expensive, it's a lot easier to use. It doesn't require any time on your phone. So I definitely like both systems. I think they both have their pros and cons. Disney's pro being that it's cheaper. So I hope this helped if you are coming to either Disney or Universal and are contemplating using either of these systems. I hope this gave you some idea of how it's used, how much you can get done with it, things like that. So make sure to like this video, subscribe if you haven't, and make sure to follow me on all my socials. Those will be linked in the video description. Bye guys!